welcome back to my channel. So I am sitting here on the floor and I'm gonna have a little organization sesh. So I figured I'd kind of show you guys what I'm doing. I'm going to be setting up a notebook for my last semester of school. If you guys have been following me for a long time, you know that I switched my major, and when I switched my major, the new major that I was in is sequenced. So for a long time I was taking like one class at a time and then working most of the time, so that's kind of what I've been doing, but this is my final semester. So yeah, I'm going to be walking you guys through my little school notebook that I'm setting up, which is a mini HP size like planner slash notebook, and then I have my like actual notebook, and then I have a clipboard system here that I'm going to be using as well. But before we get started, I just want to quickly thank Skillshare for sponsoring today's video. If you're not familiar with what Skillshare is, it is an online learning community for creatives. Millions of people come together on their platform to take the next step in their creative journey. So there are thousands of inspiring classes and topics including illustration, design, photography, video, entrepreneurship, and more. Skillshare classes include a combination of video lessons and class projects, and I found that Skillshare is great for helping you supplement your learning. So for example, I took a class where we focused on Photoshop and InDesign, and I was really new to both of those programs. So what I did is I joined Skillshare and I used some of their video lessons and class projects to help me get more familiar with those programs before I walked into class. That way I had a little bit of background and I was able to follow along a lot better and do more advanced work in my class. But my latest class that I've been into is the Productivity Masterclass. So this class is really focused on the principles of productivity, understanding what productivity means to you, and learning how to optimize that and apply it to your own life. If you're interested in Skillshare, it's really inexpensive. A yearly subscription is less than $10 a month, but the first 1,000 people who join with the link down below will get 2 free months of premium membership. So definitely take advantage of that if you're interested, and let's get into today's video. So first of all, I want to start off by setting up this little mini HP notebook, which I'm going to be using, and I'm not going to be replacing my planner with this notebook, but all of this stuff is from Cloth and Paper. If you guys follow Cloth and Paper, you've probably seen Ashley's notebook like this, and I really liked this idea because it'll give me a separate place to put all of my school related deadlines, and I can still keep my planner system functioning because I'm still going to be working and having like my normal life stuff going on. So we'll get into the clipboard system and the note taking in a little bit. But I got a bunch of accessories from Cloth and Paper, obviously my favorite stationery store. And so I got some of their new transparent sticky notes, which you'll see how I'm using these in a little bit. I also got some from Office Depot. I just saw these there and I thought I would grab them because why not? I got some adhesive pockets from Cloth and Paper. These are gonna go in my notebook. And then I have like page flags and sticky notes that I'm gonna be using. I am going to be color coding, but I'm using a neutral toned color system. And I have so many neutral toned accessories, I feel like that would just fit better. But I got more sticky notes. So all of this is going to be used in my notebook system in one way or another. So this is like a disc-bound style notebook, and you can find stuff like this at your local Office Depot if you want. I got all of this stuff from Cloth and Paper because obviously I love Cloth and Paper, and I just feel like it matches my aesthetic a little bit more, and I really love the paper quality. Don't get me wrong, I do think that Tool and Office Depot has a lot of really awesome stuff, but I don't know, something about Cloth and Paper just says luxury. It makes me want to open up and use it more. So that is what I'm going to be using. These are the glass plastic covers. They're plastic, but they have like this really nice glass sheen on top, which is super pretty. So when you purchase these, they come in a set of 2. One is the front cover and one is the back cover. I got the 1-inch clear discs. So these are the 1-inch clear discs, and basically what you're going to do is you're going to slide these discs into the punches on your inserts and your cover. Sorry if this is kind of hard to see, but there's these little slits and punches. So what you're basically just going to do is grab the disc and slide it through, and it'll just kind of hang on like that. So you're going to do that with all of them, and I'm going to try to do both the top and bottom cover at the same time. So again, just grab your disc, slide it through the slit right here, and it'll fall right into the punch. Okay, and then once you've done the covers, it'll look something like this. And I know this is probably a little bit hard to see because this is clear, but you can see you have your two covers, your discs in the middle, and then we're gonna go ahead and keep snapping in dividers and inserts and accessories into the middle. Okay, so this is what it looks like so far. I'm putting it against this black notebook so you guys can see a little bit better. So I have my cover, I have my clear discs, and then I have my set of dividers in here, and then the back cover. And now what I'm gonna do is just fill up each of these sections with the different inserts that I bought. So I got a few different styles of inserts, and I'm gonna go ahead and just start adding these in, and then I will explain what I'm gonna be using each of these for. Okay, so here's the little notebook, and it was super easy to set up. All you really need are the covers, the discs, and the inserts that you want to use, and then any other accessories. So I'm going to show you guys what I have in here. Okay, so the first thing I have is this quote dashboard. This is my favorite dashboard from Cloth and Paper, and I have it in every single one of my planners. I just really like it. So this is the first thing I want to see when I open up or just when I look at my notebook. And the first section has my inbox. So I'm just going to go ahead and add in a few sticky notes right away because this section is going to be for just jotting down things that need to get done for the week or for the day even, and just kind of like brain dump all of my to-dos. And then I am color coding my classes, and I'm using neutral toned colors just because I have a lot of neutral tone stuff now and I don't really like to have like too many bright colors in my planner. So I'm just going to be using the colors that best represent each class. So the three colors I have are a light gray, and then I'm going to be using a light tan and a darker tan. And these match a bunch of stickers and these three highlighters that I'll be using in this planner, so everything's kind of color coordinated a little bit. And these are just mini sticky notes. You can get these at a lot of different places. I think they're on Amazon. I can't remember exactly where I got these, either Amazon or Etsy, but I will leave a link for these below if I find it. So yeah, I'll just probably use this to-do section for like any general to-dos, and then if I have any really important due dates, I might just go ahead and add them onto my inbox for that specific class. And then behind that, I have one of these Cornell style note-taking inserts, and I'd kind of heard of the system, but it wasn't until I started using these from Cloth and Paper that I really got into this style of taking notes and organizing. So basically these inserts have a section for subject. So this is where you can put in like your class, and this is where you can take any notes and then summarize or put down any actionable items down here. So in my inbox section, I think I'm gonna have a section for each class, and I'll put that on this side. And then I'll have like a weekly running list of to-dos of either assignments that are due, things that I have to read or catch up on, discussion posts, things like that. So I'm assuming what I'll do is like for my first class, which is my most important class, it's like my research seminar class, I'm gonna list that right here, and then I'll put down any weekly to-dos, and then I'll do the same thing for my other two classes and just keep a running list of things that I have to do for each of those. The next section is going to be my schedule section. So these inserts are also from Cloth and Paper. Everything in here right now is from Cloth and Paper. It comes with this dashboard, and the insert layout that I chose is a vertical timed insert view. So it's a week on 2 pages, but they are vertical, so it has Monday through Sunday, and then they're broken up by hour, so it has 5 a.m. to 9 p.m., and then it has a list of priorities over here on the left-hand side. Since all these classes are online this semester, it's a little bit different than how I would normally do this. Normally, if I was going to class, I would just put in, you know, when I'll physically be in class and then plan out times to like complete homework and do quizzes and things like that. But since it's all online and there's no set times for anything, I'm kind of left to just like figure out when I'm gonna do certain things. Like some classes have live videos that I need to be available for, but then the other 2 classes are really just left up to me to go through any of the like PowerPoint notes, and then there's tons of different resources and readings and articles and things that are attached. So I need to figure out when I'm gonna have time to actually sit down and do all of that, take notes, work on any projects, do research, study, and then also work and just do my normal daily activities. And since these don't really have much room for like anything else, like listing or anything, I put in some of these half-page inserts from cloth and paper. They're basically just lined notes, and then the back has 5 separate to-do lists. And I only have 3 classes, so I'm thinking I'll have 1 for each class, 1 for work, and then 1 for personal, just to make sure that I'm giving myself enough time for each of these important areas of my life. The next section just has notes, so I have a cloth and paper dashboard, and then I got their memo sampler, so it has blank, grid, lined, and then dot grid notes. And I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do with these, but I feel like you can never have too much note paper. So I have these in here. And then this section in the back has a quote dashboard. It says, "Perseverance is not a long race. It is many short races, one after the other." And I thought this was so fitting for this section because this is gonna be a list of all of my deadlines. So I'm going to be using the Cornell style note-taking inserts for these, but I already went ahead and wrote down everything that's going to be due for the full semester on here. So that is what it's looking like so far. In this section right here, in the subject section, I have the month. So it has September, October, November, November continued, and then December. I have all the dates in here, and then I have every single deadline that's going to be important to remember in here, so I can just glance at this and check off each of these dates once they pass and once I have everything submitted. And that's pretty much all I have in here so far. I do have one more dashboard, but I just flipped it upside down, and this is like the back cover of my notebook. And then on the back to carry my pen, I'm just securing one of the cloth and paper Clip collab clips, and then securing my pen on there, so it kind of looks like this. And if you are doing online classes, this is perfect. It can just stay right at your desk. But if you do end up having to go back to class, or you have certain classes that you have to meet for, this is super small and compact, but you can really set this up to have everything you need. If you need like a monthly calendar, a weekly spread, a daily spread, if you just want note inserts, you can really make this your own and get creative with this. So that is what I like about this. I feel like anytime I buy a notebook from the store, it doesn't have everything that I want, and I feel like I have to put way too much creativity into it to make it into something that I would use. But this is super easy. You can just go on and pick out all your different accessories and set it up real quick and start using it. But I'm still going to be using my A5 planner for like scheduling things. I still will be working and just, doing my regular routine. So it's still really important that I have my normal planning routine still going. And so for that, I'm just going to be continuing to use these inserts. My week on one page from Infinite Lotus. So I'll continue to use that. And if it gets to be too overwhelming, I might skip a week here or skip a week in my other planner, but at least I have places to put down everything if I do need all of this space. So really all I'm using for school are going to be these 3 things on my computer. So my notebook, which I just showed you guys, this is more like planning and just like getting things in one place. And then I'm also going to be using my Clipboard system. I pretty much use the same system for work, and I came up with this a long time ago. I've been using it for a really long time, and it's been helping me so much. So I'm going to share with you guys how I'm going to be kind of using this for school-related things, and then my actual note-taking notebook, how I've set that up. Okay, so starting with the clipboard system, this is a clear acrylic clipboard. This is from Amazon. I have 3 of these that I use. I have one for home, which we keep all of our bills on, and I keep it in the kitchen. And it also holds like our grocery list and just things around the house. So we both, Tony and I both have access to that. And then I have one for like school or whatever project I happen to be working on. And then I have one for work, which I use every single week to keep track of meeting notes and deadlines and things like that. And I went to Office Depot today, actually. So I really liked the way that I set up my deadlines in this little notebook, and I used the Cornell style note-taking inserts to do this. And I really liked it. So I was either going to print out some letter size Cornell style note-taking inserts or try to find something similar. So I went to Office Depot today actually, and I found some. So the notepad looks like this, and it's just a giant notepad of this style of paper. So it has the date and the purpose at the top, which I won't be using, but then it has the Q column or the subject column, and then it has lined notes, and then it has this blank section at the bottom to summarize. So I decided to put in the same system into my clipboard system, just so I have everything written down in 2 places. I don't know if you guys are like me and you are stressed out about having all of your classes online, and worried about missing any deadlines or anything. I like to have them written down in a few places, and I print out the syllabus. So that's what I've done on here, and that's pretty much what I have on my clipboard. So the first thing I do every single semester is I print out the syllabus, and I either keep this in a folder or in my notebook, or just so I have it handy if I need it. But I went ahead and printed these out, and then I stuck on the corresponding colors that I'm going to be using for my color coding system. So this one right here, which is my most important class, is going to be in the dark brown. And then the next class, which is kind of similar to this class, is the light brown. And then I have one other class. This is just a random elective that I decided to take, and I'm going to be doing this in gray. And I wanted to keep these ones in brown since they are like in the same kind of area. And then this one's totally different. So I just wanted this one to be gray and just, you know, stand out a little bit. When I see this dark brown color, I know that that's super important because that's like my final research and seminar class. And then when I see this one, I know it's related to this class, it's within my major. And then when I see this, I know it's for the other class. Not saying any of these are more important than the other, but for me it is important to just mentally keep note of that so I know when things are due for what class, the level of preparation that needs to go into each of these. And so I'm just keeping these right here on the clipboard, and so I can access these at any time. And the reason I like to have the syllabus handy and printed out is because it has all of the due dates and all of the like little notes from the teacher. And especially when things are all online right now, I think it's really important to be able to reference this. And I don't know, I feel like if I just keep all of my documents online, it gets really confusing about where I have them, where they're stored. So having them printed where I can actually physically like flip through this and circle things is very helpful. So then I went ahead and just filled in everything. Basically, I just copied this list onto this bigger view, and I went ahead and put in little dots next to each of these with the corresponding color. So I have my color coding key here, and the difference between these is these just have the date and what's due. And then for this one, I went a little bit further. I wrote the date, what's due, and what exact time it's due by, because some of these are different. Some of them are due by 6 p.m., 11:59 p.m., 10 p.m., 2 p.m., all different times throughout the day. So I really wanted to have those listed out somewhere. And this is going to be my main kind of place to check and just make sure I have everything done. And then I'll go ahead and cross things out here after I check them off here. And again, the reason I'm doing that is because I do not want to miss any deadlines, and I want to be aware of everything that's going on in all of these classes all the time. And I've already noticed that some things were, you know, different from the syllabus to the actual like grade submissions online, again, because mistakes might happen. Especially when some teachers are teaching online for the first time and are still getting used to the system. So in efforts to minimize any confusion, I've listed everything out for myself. But you might not need all of this. This is kind of extra, but this is going to help me just know when everything's due and when I have to prepare for certain things. And then the final thing that I have here is my actual note-taking notebook. This was from Walgreens, but I just liked it because it's simple, it's super slim. Normally I do all of my notes on my computer. In the past, when I've gone to lecture, I like to type out all my notes. It's just easier for me, and then I can go home and print them off. But since everything's online now, I thought I would go back to writing down my notes and just kind of like flip that a little bit. Okay, hopefully you can see this okay, but I do have my sections tabbed off on the top. So I have my first class here. These are the cloth and paper clear tabbed sticky notes, which are available on their website now. They look something like this. They come with clear and white. And you can print on these too if you want, but I decided to just stick on some stickers that correspond with the class color that I chose, and I just stuck these on here and labeled them. So I have all 3 of my classes tabbed out here, and I really liked this style. So it has subject at the top, it has date, and then it just has note. But I just liked this style of notebook over like the 5-star notebooks, which I used to always use, and they always worked for me, but I just find that those are way too thick for me, and I end up wasting pretty much all the paper inside. So I decided to go with a much slimmer notebook this year and just try to use up all the paper in here, and if I don't, you know, that's fine, but I don't want to waste too much paper, so that's why I'm using this one. So yeah, these are the 3 main things I'm going to be using. I will try to link everything down below. If you guys have any tips that you want to share down below, please do so. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day and a great semester, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.